What's going on, guys? Zach here from Tinsel CRM. Thank you so much for signing up. Chances are, if you're watching this video, you signed up at ClipCon or the huge convention in 2025. So thank you so much. Listen, I'm actually at the Gaylord Opryland Hotel right now. I landed today. It's Monday. The show ClipCon starts tomorrow. The huge is later in the week. But I got here. I started setting up my stuff and I looked at my sign of all the things we're going to be giving away this year for people that sign up at the booth, and I was like, not enough, right? So I actually went down to the FedEx print shop and I spent another like $150 on like the new big sign because I wanted to add this. I wanted to add this video that you're watching here because I thought it was important. I thought it would be extremely helpful, especially for those of you just starting out. Um, Not only with tinsel, but some of you may still just be starting out um, with holiday lighting in general. And so I thought that this would be an extremely helpful video, so I wanted to give it away to you guys. And this is an exclusive. Only you guys that signed up at the Huge or ClipCon this week are getting it. Okay. That being said, let's dive in. I want to talk a little bit about. Let me do this. There we go. I want to talk about proposal templates. Okay, and so if you go open up Tinsel and scroll down to the sidebar here that says templates, let me just double check that this video is working fine. Yeah, it looks like it is. All right, so if you go to proposal templates down here, chances are you probably got this video and you haven't really had a chance to set Tinsel up yet or anything like that. That's okay. This video is yours to keep. Save the link. It will always be up for you guys. So if you haven't done anything else yet in Tinsel, you might not be ready for this video yet, but that's okay. Okay, we probably are setting up an onboarding call soon. After that onboarding call, we'll talk about templates in that onboarding call, and then after you get everything set up before the templates, then you come here and watch this video. Okay, but that being said, let's jump right in. Okay, proposal templates are exactly what they sound like, right? They're templates to build proposals from, okay? And there's two different ways that you can do it that I know of. There's additive or subtractive, and I'll explain what they mean right now. So additive would be setting up a bunch of little proposal templates with maybe like one feature or line item inside of it, right? In this case, like a roof line. If I click on this, um, this template that we're looking at just has roof line, right? It's all that's inside of it, right? And you'd set another one up for the trees, you set another one up for bushes, right? You get the idea. For each individual line item, you'd set up a template. And the reason I call this additive is because you're going to open up a new proposal and you're going to add the things to that proposal that you're quoting on this job that you need, right? There's another way, and that is called subtractive. Okay, and that is when you build one, maybe two, massive or all-inclusive templates, right? And in this case, I call it holiday lighting all, right? And let's just open that up. And inside of that one template has the roof line and the columns and a door wreath and a gable wreath and ground stake lighting, right? And all the other things that you could quote on this, maybe columns or I don't know, anything that you can quote kind of all in one template, right? And the idea here is you add this entire template to the proposal, and then you just come in and you go down the line, right? Open up the roof line, and how many C9s do I need? Let's say we need 100. You put 100 in there, right? And then you go to the columns. Oh, how many columns are we doing? 3. Let's put 3, adjust the numbers. 3 pieces of garland, 3 red bows. And you close it back up. Oh, there's no door wreath? Open it up. Let's delete it. And this is where I get the name subtractive, right? You add everything and then subtract the things that you're not going to use for this particular house, because not every house is built the same, or not even every house, every job, right? Commercial, this works for commercial. Gee, you might have one master template for residential and another one for commercial, right? Um, I personally like the subtractive method better because you can have, you can treat it almost like a checklist, right? Every single proposal, you start the same way. You open it up and you add this template to it, and then you go down the list. Can we do roof line on this house? Yes, let's quote it. Can we do columns? Yes, let's quote it. Can we do door wreath? No, let's delete it, right? But you're using it as a checklist. You'll never forget to quote something if you do it this way, okay? And it's also helpful not only if you're just quoting yourself, but if you have quoting staff, right? If you have office staff or virtual assistant that's helping you quote, this will be like a built-in SOP. It's a built-in checklist right here, ready to go for you. So you don't have to overthink it. Okay, so for that reason, I like the subtractive method better, where you add the entire template with everything in it and then take out what you don't want. Okay. Another thing that I want to talk to you about is the roof line, right? Setting up your template this way could be helpful, right? Let me expand this roof line, and you'll see inside of this roof line, I have two of the same feature items, right? C9 warm white, right? Some people, and this may be you, like to quote their roof lines based on difficulty or, how high they are, right? So, a typical home might have like a small first story roof line and then a hard second story roof line that you have to do, right? And we might quote that first story roof line, maybe something like $8 per foot. And then the harder stuff, maybe $9 per foot, right? This is the best way to do it. Okay, set up your template so that you have one at $8, one at $9, and you come in and you say, okay, how much first story roof line do we have? 125 feet. You write that in this box here, and then you go, how much second story roof line do we have? 200 feet. You put that in this box here, right? And now you're pricing to get the most profit, right? But you're also pricing for speed, right? You're set up to price it quickly. If let's just say that there was no first story roof line, well, we could just come in here and delete this one, right? That's the beauty of a template. Right? You come in, you have it all in there, delete what you don't want, right? That's the whole point. So that is another hugely helpful way to do this. Okay. What's next? I got a list here that we're working off of because I'm just jotting these things down as I came up with this. Okay. This isn't so much about templates, but more just a helpful hint. All of these product descriptions that you see in here, it's ChatGPT, right? Go to ChatGPT, say, hey, I'm a holiday lighting company, and give me a line item description for each of these line items, and then spit out the line items and let it do it. Let it do its thing, right? It took me like 45 seconds to create all the product descriptions here. All right, so that's another helpful hint. Okay. One of the bigger hints in this video is going to be this button right here, bulk actions. Okay, bulk actions is probably going to be where you come and you set everything up to make it look how you want it to look. Okay, so if you click on bulk actions here, you'll see we have two sets, one for the features and one for the feature items. Okay, the first one, prices, right? I'll show you how I set mine up. I don't like to show pricing on each individual line item. Okay, you'll see it in this view because this is your back-end view, but when you show it to the client, I personally don't like to show them pricing for each individual line item. I want them to see the package price at the bottom. All right, so in this case, I would just come into my bulk actions, and on the pricing section, I would hide. Right, and you can do this individually by just opening this up and like checking the hide price box for all of them, but bulk actions does it for everything in the template. Okay. Another thing that I like to do personally is I like to make my roof line not optional. Like if you're working with us, we're probably going to want to do your roof line. And then everything else optional. So I'll come in here, make bulk actions optional, and I'll hit yes. And then I'll just come into my roof line and turn that optional button off. And now when I show the client this proposal, they have the chance to turn on and off different feature items. Their pricing will adjust automatically, and they'll be able to build their own package, right? Which is really cool. So that's another reason I like the subtractive method. I like to quote every single thing on that property. Even if the client calls and says, hey, we just want a roof line done, well, you're getting a quote for your roof line, your columns, your door wreath, your gable wreath, your ground stake lighting, the trees, the bushes, everything that I could possibly do, I'm quoting out for you, right? Because they might turn around and say, the roof line's about $1,200. We planned on spending 15. What else can we add, right? And you get them, you get them to do something that they normally wouldn't have thought of. Okay, so that's another helpful hint. All right, so bulk actions, go through them, set them up the way you want this proposal to look. Okay, one last helpful hint, I think, is when you're setting up your templates, you can use the same template for single agreement type or multi-year agreements. Okay, and if you don't know about multi-year agreements, you can check out the other video on the help desk. But if you offer multi-year agreements, make sure that after you're done setting this up for your single, you click on multi, right? So let's just, as an example, I'll show you. I have this top one as my first level roofline C9, $8 a foot, and my bottom one is $9 a foot. And if I switch it over to multi, you'll see that I have my 8, 10, and 12 for my one. Let's go backwards. I have my 1-year agreement at 12, my 2-year agreement at 10, and my 3-year agreement at $8 per foot, respectively. But just because I'm doing a multi-year agreement doesn't mean I don't want to charge more for that harder roof line, right? So I'm also going to raise everything $1 on the next one down here. So just make sure that if you are adjusting prices throughout your template, make sure that you do it on the single and the multi if you're going to be offering multi-year agreements, okay? If you want to offer multi-year agreements and you haven't set that up yet, you're not going to be able to do that. You're not going to be able to adjust that here in the template. You have to go set up multi-year agreements and set your pricing up for all of your inventory and stuff like that first. And then you'll be able to do it properly in here, okay? That's a whole nother video. Go to the help desk and just type in multi-year agreements, and you can find everything you need to know about that, okay? All right, guys, I think that's it. Let me switch back over here. Boom. Okay, I think that's it for this video. It's a very unstructured video because I thought about this training when I first got here, like I said earlier, and I literally sitting in a hotel room. I'm in my socks, got my mic on. Last minute, I was like, let's throw this together because they deserve to see this. I really want to give this to you guys, and it cost me like $150 for a new sign just to put this video out, and I had to get new flyers printed, which you all got in your welcome bag. And you'll notice it says it on there too. So I had to spend another like $200 to get that. I don't care, right? I spent a lot of extra money, not a lot. I spent extra money to make sure that you guys knew you were getting this video. And then I came here and I recorded this video for you guys. So that's it. If you need any help along the way, go to the help desk. Okay, the help desk is the best place for you to find anything you need, right? If you go to the help, let me share my screen, just show you. If you go to the help desk, let's go all the way down the bottom here on the sidebar, go to the help desk, okay? Here is where you can submit support tickets, right? So we have 3 different categories. Support ticket if you need help. Bug report if you see something that's wrong, let us know so we can fix it. And then feature request. If there's something not in Tinsel that you want, let us know, right? But this is the way you have to let us know because we track it all through here, okay? You can always reach out to me individually for help as well. Just keep in mind that depending on the time of the year, I also own a Christmas light installation business like you guys, right? So if you're calling me Thanksgiving week or trying to message me on Facebook Thanksgiving week, you're going to have to be a little patient. But that is exactly why we have the support staff. Support staff are standing by. They're going to be the fastest way in season to get help, okay? Not that I'm not happy to help. I am always happy to help. As long as you don't mind waiting a little bit longer than normal for me to get back to you, shoot me a message. I will answer anything that I possibly can for you, okay? Also, before you submit a support ticket, you might find your answer on this support site, right? Click the support site, and everything that you can do in Tinsel is documented here, right? So I think I mentioned multi-year agreements a few moments ago, right? Multi-year agreements, everything you need to know. Bam. It's got everything you need to know, how to set it up, why to do it, everything that you need to know for multi-year agreements is here, right? I think you guys get the idea. I'm not going to beat the dead horse anymore. Oh, I switched cameras. There we go. Let's go back to this one. I'm not going to beat a dead horse anymore. You guys get the idea. Thank you so much for signing up for Tinsel. It was probably great meeting you at the Huge or ClipCon. I will talk to you guys soon. Get out of here. Go sell Christmas lights. I'll talk to you later. Bye.